If God is all-loving, why does evil exist? Why do good people suffer? Why does disease ravage the innocent? Today we explore a revolutionary answer. What if suffering isn't God's cruelty, but God's ultimate expression of love? Picture the greatest coach you've ever known. Do they coddle their athletes? Do they remove every obstacle? No. A loving coach provides increasingly difficult challenges because they know growth only happens under pressure. What if God operates as the ultimate coach, not for our bodies, but for our souls? A muscle that never encounters resistance remains weak. A spirit that never faces challenges remains undeveloped. Patience cannot exist without waiting. Compassion cannot develop without witnessing pain. Courage cannot emerge without facing fear. An all-loving God creates the precise conditions necessary for divine qualities to bloom within human consciousness. The caterpillar must completely dissolve to become a butterfly. Its body literally liquefies in the cocoon. Is this destruction or creation? Death or birth? What we call suffering may be the dissolution phase required for consciousness to develop wings. And these transformations ripple outward to others. When one person overcomes fear, hatred, or disease, they don't just save themselves. They upload that victory to the collective consciousness. Every individual breakthrough becomes available to the entire human family, stored in what mystics call the Hall of Records. This explains why healing methods and spiritual insights often emerge simultaneously across different cultures. Each generation inherits the accumulated victories of all who came before. The pathways become stronger, more accessible. This is why human development accelerates. We're building on an ever-expanding database of solutions to life's challenges. Just as training methods improve when one person learns, so does collective consciousness. When one person heals, their example becomes a mapped solution for others. We inherit not only tools but optimized pathways for further growth. Disease drives medical innovation. Suffering creates empathy. Evil forces justice and moral thinking. Earth as a training ground, precisely balanced. We learn, we pass on, and progress accelerates. Evil, suffering, and disease function as divine resistance training equipment. Physical resistance creates muscle. Spiritual resistance creates character. Disease teaches us the preciousness of health and drives medical innovation. Suffering develops empathy and connection. Evil creates the necessity for justice and moral development. Earth appears deliberately designed as the optimal training ground for consciousness development. It provides exactly the right mixture of challenge and possibility, suffering and joy, limitation and transcendence. Like a perfectly calibrated gym, it offers resistance appropriate to each soul's current capacity, while providing the tools necessary for growth. An environment containing only good would produce beings incapable of recognizing goodness. An environment containing only evil would destroy the possibility of growth entirely. The presence of both creates the complete spectrum of experiences necessary for full consciousness development. Resistance trains us. The curriculum is life itself. Having achieved physical optimization for Earth's environment, humanity now faces its vertical evolutionary challenge. Evil, suffering, and disease drive us upward, toward expanded awareness. Evil, suffering, and disease serve as the evolutionary pressure, driving us toward spiritual development and expanded awareness. These challenges drive the development of spiritual perception, the sixth sense. As we learn to navigate suffering, we develop intuition, divine connection, and access to collective wisdom. What seems like punishment is actually the curriculum for developing superhuman capabilities. The Quran speaks of seeking refuge in the Lord of Daybreak from the evil he created. God creates both the darkness and the dawn, both the challenge and the solution. The darkness isn't God's failure, it's God's gift. As we develop intuition, we access collective wisdom and practical solutions. Perfect love includes perfect preparation, like wise parents who don't remove all obstacles but provide age-appropriate challenges. Every difficulty comes paired with its solution, every problem with its pathway to resolution. Every darkness with its eventual dawn. Perfect love includes perfect preparation. Every difficulty comes paired with its solution. The greatest gift an all-loving God can give isn't comfort, it's capacity. The capacity to become divine-like in character, consciousness, and capability. The temporary experience of suffering becomes the permanent acquisition of divine qualities. In this framework, evil, suffering, and disease aren't evidence of God's absence or cruelty. They're proof of God's ultimate love. Just as athletes eventually thank the coach who pushed them hardest, consciousness eventually recognizes the profound love embedded in life's greatest challenges. We are not victims of a cruel universe. We are students in the ultimate spiritual gymnasium, guided by the most loving coach imaginable. Love so complete that it provides every necessary tool for consciousness to evolve from limitation into infinite potential. The all-loving God creates challenge not despite being loving, but precisely because God's love is complete, transformative, and ultimately transcendent.